Oh, what is the Epskies, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 133 of my wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all of the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. And when there's a pay-per-view, I will do a separate episode reviewing said pay-per-view, which I did last week, reviewing 2 pay-per-views in one episode, Double or Nothing AEW and WWE King and Queen of the Ring. So go back there, listen to those episodes, and let's dive now into the weekly recap. We got Monday Night Raw in Savannah, Georgia. We got Kaiser introduces the King General Gunther. Crowd booing Gunther, they want Randy. Gunther cuts a promo, says he brought prestige to the Intercontinental Championship, and now he needs to bring prestige back to the World Heavyweight Champion because Damian took a shortcut to win the title. Damian and Judgment Day immediately arrive on the scene. Damian defends himself, said he won the title the same way numerous have done it before him. Drew McIntyre arrives, reminds everyone he's going to become champion in 3 weeks at Clash at the Castle. Gunther just leaves, just walks away. He's like, I'm done here. I'm out of here. Thank you. He's gone. Drew tells Damian he's walking into a war zone in Scotland. Damian giggles at Drew's mind games, plays some of his own, asking about Drew McIntyre's wife. Oh, shit. Drew pissed off, then out comes Braun Strowman. Tired of all the talking, he's ready for his match. Solid promo here from Gunther. Confident message sent. He's like, I'm going to be the champion, whether you like it or not. I'm out of here. Fine. Priest was awesome. One of his best segments I can recall. Like, he was crushing it. He was funny. He was confident. Nailing his words. Like, yeah. And McIntyre, the man as always. Great opening segment right here. Really good stuff. Thumbs up. Now we got Braun Strowman versus poor JD McDonough. Braun hurls McDonough across the ring. JD tries some chops. They have 0 effect. And Braun drops him with 1 hard smack to the chest. He's down. JD attacks the leg of Braun, taking him down momentarily, and then the Strowman Express is still running, takes out JD, and Balor, with the distraction, he gets tossed into the ring by Braun. Here comes Carlito. He runs down to distract Braun, also gets his hair pulled by Braun Strowman. We get a tilt-a-whirl power slam. Strowman wins. Entertaining match right here. Carlito and Judgment Day attack Strowman after the bell. McDonough hits Braun with a chair to no effect. We get the "you fucked up" chants from the crowd. Braun smashes the chair out of JD's hand, and JD cheese it the heck out of there. Braun then hobbles after them. That was rather funny. We will see some more of Braun later. We get new women's champion Liv Morgan. She is excited to take on Becky Lynch in a steel cage match later tonight. Damn! We get Ricochet. He is cleared to compete. He wants revenge on Breakker, but he's suspended. He's not here. Ilya appears, says thank you for last week, and he would like another match with a unbroken Ricochet. Ricochet, offense taken. He says he's never been broke. So we got a match, Ricochet versus Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov nails a dive. Second dive is caught by Ilya, slammed in the apron. Dragunov H-bomb countered with a Ricochet midair kick. He nails the recoil, but Ilya kicks out. Ricochet nails a shooting star press, runs into a vicious Braun Breaker spear out of nowhere. Damn, that thing was ridiculous. Ilya takes a spear as well. Referees and management run down. Adam Pearce is flipping out on Braun Breaker, who's supposed to be suspended. Breaker just ignores Adam and walks away. Adam is like, are you fucking for real? He continues flipping out. Braun Breaker just doesn't give a damn right now. Pretty good. We get the New Day. They find the tag team champions out and about enjoying some ice cream. Karrion Kross appears. He asks Xavier nicely to watch AOP tonight in their match and reconsider joining Final Testament. And he's saying all of this right in front of Kofi Kingston. Xavier's like, nah, I'm good, man. Karrion offers Kofi some early retirement plans, and Xavier offers Karrion ice cream. He accepts, and he leaves. Karrion believes there is untapped potential in Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston is holding him back. Interesting storyline, I don't think anyone wants to see New Day splitting up. Like, that's just, I feel like an untouchable team. Like, they should never be broken up, and I don't think they will be, but a storyline teasing it, sure, that works for me. That's fine. So we get AOP, Akeem, and Razor with the Final Testament versus the Creed Bros, Julius and Brutus with Ivy. AOP hit What a Rush. That's the neckbreaker powerbomb combo, and they beat the Creeds, just handling them. I was like, what? An impressive win for sure here for AOP, but hey, I don't like my Creeds getting beaten up like that. I like what they're doing with AOP. They're starting to make them look like monsters, but don't you dare put Creed Bros on the back burner. Those guys are probably the most talented guys you have in the tag team division, so I have my eyes on that. We get Rey Mysterio. He cuts a little backstage promo on Carlito seeking revenge. We get Sheamus walking backstage, and Strowman walks by. He's still hobbling after JD McDonough. He's like, where are you? Freaking classic Braun Strowman right there. Sheamus was giggling. And then Sheamus walks out. He walks all the way out to the ring. He says he's out of breath, and then he cuts a promo. Funny stuff. Calls out Kaiser for messing with his match in the King of the Ring tournament. Kaiser appears on the screen, talking some trash. Sheamus goes after Kaiser. Kaiser sneak attacks Sheamus backstage. They brawl, and they get separated. I must say, I am down to see Kaiser get into it with Sheamus. I mean, Kaiser doesn't get utilized all that much outside of, talking shit for Gunther and stuff. He's a good wrestler, a very good mouthpiece as well. I want to see a little bit more out of Kaiser. Yeah, I'm into it. We get Becky Lynch, quick pep talk for her buddy Lyra Valkyria before her match, and that's happening now. Kairi Sane with Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria. Lyra ribs are heavily taped up after the nasty annihilator she took last week. Sane whooping Lyra's ass, stomps on her midsection. Sane nails the mean tree of woe stomp, but Lyra kicks out of that. Lyra counters the elbow, rolls up Sane, and steals a victory. Very impressive, resilient effort here for Lyra. She was pretty much out of the match the whole entire time until the end when she won. Sane, pretty stiff, honestly. She was throwing some heat. That was an alright match, not bad. We get Damian Priest giving Judgment Day shit backstage. Dom Mysterio shows up, says he talked to Mommy, and he's got some work to do. He's got to do some fixing, and Damian Priest says, yeah, you better before she gets back, bro. Here comes Kairi Sane and Dakota. They get back to their dressing room. Io Sky is just chilling, and then she proceeds to destroy the locker room, smashing and throwing furniture all around. Kairi is surprised Pikachu. She's like, what the fuck is going on right here? Damn. We move on. Rey Mysterio with LWO versus Carlito. Carlito, hard lariat and an alley-oop bomb in full control. Rey, lovely springboard moonsault. Carlito, impressive counter into a TKO. Rey, great counter, nails the 619, splash combo, and Rey Mysterio wins. A very nostalgic feeling match, like straight out of 2007, 2008. Like, damn, I'm right back there. Really solid match. LWO attack Carlito. Damian Priest arrives, clears out the ring, destroying Dragon Lee and Mysterio all by himself, while Judgment Day's just standing there going, oh boy, we fucked up. He's gonna yell at us. We got Chad, speaking of yelling, here comes Chad Gable giving Tozawa shit for not coming to Saudi Arabia. Braun Strowman walks by, still looking for JD. Gable, putting more blame onto Alpha Academy, makes Otis say words of loyalty so Chad can again breathe in the essence of loyalty. One of the funniest things ever. Thumbs up. Bronson Reed versus Otis with Chad Gable. We get Otis. He's on fire, hitting slams. Bronson falls into position. Otis cannot contain himself. He begins to gyrate to Gable's displeasure. Reed recovers, nails the tsunami for the W. Fine, quick match. Otis seeing the opportunity to gyrate in his face was just so freaking funny. Gable to an absolute 10, screaming for the rest of Alpha Academy to come out and get yelled at. Gable now chewing out Otis, says he's going to teach him a lesson in front of all these people. Gable removes his belt, tells Otis to grab the ropes. Gable about to hit Otis with the belt, but Maxine stops Gable. Chad goes Giga mode. He kicks out Maxine, tells Tozawa, "You will watch it and you will like it." Sammy arrives on the scene with the look of disgust upon his face. Gable says, "Beat it, Sammy. This is Alpha Academy business." Sami Zayn calls Chad a weak little man. Sammy tells Otis again not to listen to Chad, listen to the Fanes. Gable cheap shot to Zayn and they brawl. Otis breaks it up, but Gable again cheap shot Sammy. Alpha Academy leave, and the crowd is chanting for Otis. Another great Giga Chad Gable segment, still brewing that huge turn for Otis and Alpha Academy. Oh, it's going to be sweet when it happens, but Chad Gable right now is on a different level. This guy is crushing it. Thumbs up. Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler interviewed about their upcoming title match versus Jade and Bianca. Sonya Deville shows up trying to coach Baszler and Zoe, but they ain't having it. Alba Fire and Dawn appear looking for a fight. Looks like Sonya is going for a manager role this time around. She's trying to be the manager or something of Zoe, and Shayna maybe trying to steal Zoe away. We'll see what's going on. I don't know. I have no idea yet. Main event time, Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defends versus Becky Lynch in a salad steel cage. Liv, nice springboard code breaker. We get a near fall. Both women trading punches on top of the cage. They come down. Liv, Oblivion, caught into a disarmer by Becky. Liv fights out using the cage. Dom Mysterio arrives. He opens the door for Becky Lynch, trying to help her. Balor and McDonough, they arrive. They're confused at what Dom's trying to do. Out comes Braun Strowman. He finally finds Balor and JD McDonough, runs after them, blasts through Dom, who accidentally hits the cage door, accidentally hitting Becky in the head. She's down. Liv Morgan crawls out of the door and retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, goddamn. I love that ending. That was a great ending. Pretty good main event. It's unfortunate for Dom. He's digging himself into this massive hole right now, trying to redeem what he did to Becky and get her to the title back, so to make mommy happy. But oh my goodness, he's in a hole right now. And yeah, that was a pretty, it's a solid steel cage. They got up on top of the cage. There was a little power bomb, not off of the top. I imagine no one's doing top rope cage stuff after seeing what Edge did to himself, breaking himself. So, don't blame them for not jumping off the top, but yeah, it's a solid steel cage. We got a solid Monday Night Raw here overall as well. Wrestling on the weaker side, more storyline-driven show, but, after the pay-per-view, probably a lot of travel and tired people, it's understandable. But they threw in a steel cage match, title rematch as well, so that's good. Opening segment was great with McIntyre and Damian just crushing it. Giga Chad Gable is unfucking real. Damage Control starting to fall apart. And Dom Mysterio just digging himself into a hole. Really entertaining. And Braun Strowman running around. And it all leading up to the ending of the show. Great job. Really good stuff. 6.5 out of 10. Solid Raw. Now we go to NXT. We got Ava Raine, the GM. She introduces us to Sexy Red with 2 Ys. That means something, right? Anyway, who will be the host of Battleground? Very interesting. So Red reveals the new Women's North American Championship. Looks like the men's version of it, but with a nice white strap. I've always been a fan of the white strap. It's just looks good with the gold. So yeah, I like it. I like the design. Tatum Paxley crawls into the ring, tries to steal the belt. Michin runs down to help, and then we move into the Women's North American Championship qualifying match. Tatum Paxley versus Michin or Mia Yim. Jada Pinkett, she shows up to see Michin nail a nice dive to the outside and a pounce. Fuck yeah. Tatum, unique flexible dodge. We get Michin nails Eat Defeat, pins Paxley, and Michin earns her spot in the ladder match. Yeah, really solid match right here. Michin, impressive performance. Kind of I mean, nice for either women to have gotten the win, of course, but Michin getting it here, I don't know what the plans are for her. She's kind of floating around right here. Kind of thought Tatum Paxley would get the win. She seems like more of the up-and-comer for the roster right here, but she might make an appearance regardless in it because she's weird and she crawls around and stuff. That is Tatum Paxley, of course. We move on. Metaphor backstage, unfriendly interaction with Gallus. Mensa and Jackson still believe that Trick attacked Noam Dar, but Lash firmly believes that Trick is innocent. And then we get Ariana Grace. She tries to warn Lola Vice Shayna Baszler is a real threat. Lola is rude about it, wants to have a fight, and this makes Grace swear. She's like, holy shit, which is pretty funny. She's a very, what do you call it, polite, well brought up person? I don't know. She doesn't swear. We move on. It's Riley Osborne with Chase U versus Ridge Holland. Ridge goes to use the steel steps, but Thea Hale with the puppy dog eyes are super effective on Ridge. He stops. He won't do it now. Osborne knocked off of the top rope. Ridge plants Riley with the Redeemer for a clean, injury-free victory. All right, pretty all right match right there. Ridge really trying to smooth things over with Osborne, tries to hug him, all that stuff, but Riley is like, get the hell away from me, how dare you, and he goes away. Now we have the Good Brothers backstage. They're cutting a promo. They warn Axiom and Frazier the beatdowns will continue until they give the Bros a title shot. So, warning sent. We got Malik and Blade with Brindley versus the Good Bros. Now, Gallows and Anderson. Enofe knocked off of the apron. He crashes hard into Brindley. She needs to be taken away. Oh dear, everything is just going bad. Enofe, busy in a yelling match with Anderson, misses the tag from Blade. So everything's going wrong for Enofe and Blade. Enofe finally gets the hot tag. He tries to redeem himself, but he comes up short. We got the Magic Killer from the Good Brothers, and they win. Just a rough night for poor Enofe and Blade. These guys cannot catch a break. The Black Cat and the Broken Mirrors really, really causing some problems for Enofe and Blade. And now Brindley, she's a part of this too. Match was fine, more storyline driven here. And then Axiom and Frazier, they attack the Good Bros, accept their challenge for the titles or title match at Battlegrounds. So there you go. Frazier and Axiom versus the Good Bros. Should be a solid, fine match. Should be decent. And now we have Dante Chen. He's enjoying his hype package video with fellow wrestlers backstage. Lexus King, he comes to yuck the yum, challenges Dante, whoever, whenever, however, whatever. Dante says, right now, bitch, let's do it. And fuck yeah, man, this is great for Dante. It appears he's getting a little push here. That's awesome. He's got a hype package. That's a couple weeks in a row now. Now he's getting into it with Lexus King, who's on NXT every week. So hey, this is good news for Dante. I like him. Now we have Sexy Red. She's back. Introduces herself to NXT champion Trick Willie and Javon Evans. They have good chemistry together, so they're just hanging out, having a good time. Will that cause problems with Lash Legend? I don't know. We got Roxanne Perez. She cuts a fired-up promo saying she's the only champion who actually cares about being the NXT Women's Champion. All the other women have just used it as a prop or some way to elevate them to get to the next part of their career. Roxanne feeling disrespected by Ava, leaving her in the dark for who her next opponent will be. Ava Rain arrives to introduce Roxanne to her next opponent. It's TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace. She is back again. Crowd goes freaking nuts. We saw Jordynne at the Royal Rumble, made a crazy surprise entrance, and here she is again. Even Vic is going nuts on commentary. He's like speechless, in fact. Jordynne Grace cuts a promo on Roxanne, asks her who's built the biggest legacy in their career, and then challenges Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. Oh baby. This is awesome. And yet another McMahonism that appears to be going away. This is the second time now that WWE has opened that forbidden door, if you will, with Jordynne Grace and TNA. Is there a connection for TNA and WWE? They have worked a little bit in the past. A long time ago, there was an opportunity for TNA to bring in anybody, and I mean anybody, for a promotional show or something like that. And I'm talking Undertaker's on the table, John Cena, Randy Orton, and they chose Christian Cage. I would have done the same thing. Fuck them. Anyway, so this is great, man. Jordynne Grace, she is awesome. She's one of the best talents over there in TNA right now. I can't say I'm watching on a weekly basis right now, but I at least keep up with the pay-per-views and what's going on with that company, and she's one of the highlights for sure. So great to see her representing the company over here. Really cool to see. Thumbs up. We have Riley Osborne venting backstage to Chase U. Mr. Chase tells Ridge to give it some time. He'll calm down, just continue to not hurt anybody and don't be a bad luck charm for everybody around you, and maybe he'll get over it. So we'll see where that goes. We have Ariana Grace versus Lola Vice up next. Lola shoving her buttocks into Ariana's face. Grace fires up for a little bit, and that is quickly shut down. We got a spinning back fist or an elbow for a quick tune-up win right here. Vice cuts a promo after the match, calls Baszler a bitch. Baszler immediately full sprinting to the ring. Thankfully, security is able to stop Shayna before she rips Lola's friggin' head off. Just a decent little match here. Again, still not overly impressed, or just, haven't seen enough yet out of Lola Vice. Ariana Grace, on the other hand, she is a fantastic, entertaining little talent right here, and I'm a fan of her. So we'll see if her wrestling develops and she can kind of get out of the, I don't know, what do we call it here, like the comedic kind of entertaining gimmick, which I want her to keep, but add a seriousness like Tiffany Stratton can do it. Maybe we can get that at a Tiffany or a Ariana Grace as well. That would be great. So we'll see where that goes. We got Carly Bright. She is watching her video package with Natalia and friends, and then a brawl breaks out. It is carnage back there. And then we get Charlie Dempsey. He says that No Quarter Catch Crew need to take a page out of the family's playbook and work with some structure. Dempsey sends out Kemp to do the job. Charlie says, capiche? And he's like really trying to channel the Don right here. And Kemp, he's like, wait, what'd you say? He's like, capiche? Do you understand? And it's just like, all right, is Charlie Dempsey gonna start doing an Italian thing? Oh, I would love that. That would be a lot of fun. We'll see where that one goes. We got Lexis King versus Dante Chen up next. Can Dante do it again with the upset? King super aggressive out of the gate, trying to shut that Dante shit down. Dante catches King in a crucifix, pins Lexis King again. I keep wanting to call him Alexis. Lexis King, he pins him again, and Lexis blows a freaking gasket. Brutally attacks Dante, ripping up the protective mats on the outside, and then slams Chen onto the concrete floor. Ow. That's just, you can't, that always is gonna hurt. Goddamn. So here we go. We got an escalation here between these two guys. We're going to see some more out of Dante Chen, as long as his back isn't broken, of course. We got Josh Briggs. He has a video, goes over his career up until this point, all the drama or the up and coming of Fallon and the friendship and all that stuff, and then the big fallout. But he's still unsure of who he is. Sean Spears, he appears, he is committed to the bald look, and he thinks that Briggs has some potential. So are we maybe talking tag team right here? Or, I don't know, like, my wife especially, immensely disappointed with what they're doing with Sean Spears so far, which isn't very much. He showed up, had a cool debut, and then what? Kind of similar to Lexis King, or like, they're using him, but like, not much. I mean, I don't expect everybody to come into the company and become a champion overnight, but right now with Sean Spears, I don't know what they're really planning for him. Maybe they're just letting him get a little comfortable. Again, I'm going to say it. We'll see where it goes. We have the family discussing No Quarter Catch Crew, strategizing for Kemp. They debate if they should take Kemp for a ride. The Don says, Nah, not this time. We have Women's North American Championship qualifying match, the final one. It's Ren Sinclair versus Kalani Jordan. We get a nice sequence of trading pinfall counters. That was dope. Thumbs up. Kalani nails the split-legged moonsault, pins, and Kalani wins the final spot for the ladder match. That's my girl right there, Kalani. Quick match. But I was impressed with Sinclair. Like, that little sequence of counters, she was right there with it. Looked great. Hope to see more out of her this year. She is one of the newer up-and-coming ones. We'll see if this is her year or maybe it's next year. There's a lot of up-and-comers right now, so we'll see which ones make it through. Speaking of who makes it through, I am so excited to see this girl back. It's Stevie Turner. Oh my goodness. I love this girl. She's in Ava's office being super sassy, looking for opponents. In comes Jordan Grace, says, I'll give you what you want, a match next week. Oh, fuck yeah. So not only are we going to get a match with Jordan Grace, but Stevie Turner back in the mix. I was... Like, when I saw her, I was like, oh, who is this? I remember you. I saw the name Stevie Turner. I was like, where did we see her from? My wife was like, pretty sure it was NXT UK. And I'm like, that sounds right. I just couldn't get down with NXT UK. The production and the editing in that show was so bad. It drove me absolutely insane. This crowd sound that they piped into it, it's the same thing, and they use it about every 12 seconds. So, yeah, got old fast. Couldn't watch it. But fuck yeah, Stevie Turner. Main event time. It is Gallus, Joe Coffey, and Mark Coffey, the Coffeys, versus Javon Evans and Trick Williams with Sexy Red. Trick on fire. He hits a beautiful double Uranagi. I'll hit that with a thumbs up. Javon springboards something, doesn't get quite all of it. Evans hits a huge dive over the ropes. Who takes out Joe, who crashes into the announce table pretty hard. Look painful. Willie hits the Trick shot, pins Javon, and Trick grab the W. Fun match right here. Lash Legend arrives to ask Trick face-to-face if he attacked Aura and Noam Dar. The lights go out. It's a sneak attack on Trick Williams. Oh no, who is it though? It's Ethan Page. Oh my goodness. Last seen in AEW, at least for me. Vic on commentary about to say he's from AEW, but Booker T cuts him off at like AE, and he's like cuts him off, and that's another McMahon-ism that McMahon, you never say another company's name. Never say AEW. We don't say WCW. Well, he's been lenient with that, ECW, WCW, because he technically owns it now, but before that, you never fucking say any other company's name. No TNA, no AEW, no ROH, nada. And now, here we go, a little tease, just a little tease, and I caught you, you little tease. That's fun, though. Paige holds up the NXT Championship as the show ends, and fuck, man, what a great addition for NXT's roster right here. Ethan Page, super underutilized, all that shit in AEW. He's a great wrestler, a fantastic talker. I am hoping for pretty big things out of Ethan Page in NXT. Kind of hoping for like I don't know, a Bobby Roode coming into NXT and showing off like, hey, I can be a world champion heel and you're gonna love it. This guy could be great. I don't want to see, I don't think he's setting up for any babyface shit attacking Trick Williams. So yeah, man, great addition right there for NXT. Excited to see what Ethan Page is gonna do. It's going to be a lot more than probably what he did in AEW. All right, interesting NXT this week. Sexy Red, a very unique character to say the least. I am hoping she is sticking around. Like, I don't know if she's a wrestler. Like, I don't know. But there could be a great beef with Red and Lash Legend over Trick Williams. Like, oh, that could be great. So that would be fun. I'm hoping for that. Wrestling was okay this week, finishing out with the final members of the ladder match. So ladder match is set now. It looks loaded. Lots of young up-and-coming stars. I am hoping for some breakouts in that match. Nice seeing all the new faces showing off their their potential. Like, this has been going on for a while now. You know, Dante Chen, Kalani Jordan, Ren Sinclair, and Javon Evans, all really impressive up-and-comers, and there's a lot more behind just those names. You got Jordan Grace making her second appearance now in WWE with her championship, for her TNA championship. They're all that stuff. Fantastic to see. And Ethan Page arriving, also awesome. Excited to see where he's going to fall into the roster for NXT. How long until this guy pops up on the main roster? Like, how much damage can Ethan Page do in the WWE? Can't wait to see it. And great spotlight storyline with Trick Williams. So you know he's put into a main event spot. So really, really encouraged right there. 7 out of 10 for NXT. Good show. Let's go to SmackDown. They are in Albany, New York. We got GM Nick Aldis. He introduces the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, who is basking in all of the boos that are raining down on her from the crowd. Nia wastes no time, calls out women's champion Bayley. Chelsea and Piper attack the champion from behind. Piper stares down Jax. Green tells Jax, don't worry about Bayley, worry about Piper, who's gonna beat Becky for the title. Jax says whatever and leaves. A decent opening here, no big celebration or anything for Nia, just straight to business. So, I mean, kind of disappointing. We get AJ Styles. He asked Nick Aldis if he can have the ring later to speak about his future. Aldis ponders this and says, yeah, fine, whatever. AJ teasing a possible retirement announcement. We have Tommaso Ciampa with Gargano versus Austin Theory and Waller up next. Theory targets Ciampa's neck, hits a cool flatliner-like move. Waller, yelling at commentary, distracts Theory, allows Ciampa to roll up Austin for the W. Appears that cracks are forming between A-Town Down Under. I didn't even hear what Waller said on commentary to upset his own partner, so I don't know. That's going to be something those two are dealing with. The match was okay. We have Blair Davenport, unfriendly interaction with Naomi backstage. And then LA Knight, he speaks with Nick Aldis looking for Logan Paul, who is not here this week. Knight wants the U.S. Championship. Carmelo Hayes shows up, says, why would Paul fight LA Knight when Melo is money? Knight says, trash. Just trash. All right, I like that. LA Knight and Melo chasing after U.S. title. We have Apollo Crews. He's here. He's going up against Andrade. Andrade nails a swinging neckbreaker and grabs a quick W over Apollo. It is a decent short match. Really nice to see Apollo. He's, not been around much. Garza is amped up that Andrade won. He's trying to impress Legado. Apollo attacks Garza in the locker room, getting a little bit of revenge. We got Paul Heyman. He is speaking with Solo Sikoa, still very, very concerned about the increase in violent men joining the bloodline and the lack of strategy. Solo says, we got Cody Rhodes on lockdown. Heyman confused by the we part of that and then has to leave to put out a Kevin Owens fire. We got Kevin Owens. He's cutting a promo wanting to defend his boy Randy Orton from the bloodline. Paul Heyman interrupts Kevin, not impressed about it. Heyman begs Kevin not to mess with Solo and his goons because they are legitimately dangerous. Kevin Owens fired up response on why he won't quit hunting the bloodline. And then Heyman equally fired up response venting about why no one listens to the wise man, and then he accidentally touches Kevin. Oh dear. Out comes Solo and the Tongas. Brawl breaks out. Street Profits join the fight with Kevin, and there's some carnage. We get Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford versus the Tongas. It's Loa and Tama. Profits doomsday blockbuster. Loa has to make the save. Loa gets pounced into the tag from Tama. Ford hits the splash. Tama runs in. Flatliner grabs the W. Tonga showing their tag team experience. They are record 7-time IWGP tag team champions, so they know a thing or two about tag team wrestling. Aggressive, mean style, and the Profits, no slouch, gave the Tongas a pretty good fight. 7 out of 10. We have Jade and Bianca backstage. They scare off Indy Hartwell, who was trying to intimidate them. Good luck with that. Have you seen those two women? They're massive. Michin she is asked about AJ Styles. Nia Jax interrupts. Michin steps up to the queen, and it looks like they are going to fight about it next week. And again, we're starting to see a little bit more of Michin here, so maybe she's due for a pretty solid run here this year. We move on. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Bayley and Naomi. Naomi spike pile driver to Green and split leg and moonsault gets a near fall. Naomi corkscrew dive takes out Piper and Green, hits a rear view to Piper, and then Piper squishes Naomi, making the saves, drags Green onto Naomi, winning the match. Funny duo of Green and Piper. Really good performance, I thought. Naomi was on fire. She was doing all the work, and Bayley was there. Solid tag team match. Here comes AJ Styles. He's walking backstage. All night, he's been teasing a retirement announcement. He walks by LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, they both give him some respect. Good bros are there. They're there to be a bro for AJ Styles. So now we go out to the ring. AJ cutting a teary-eyed promo talking about his phenomenal 20-plus year run. AJ wants to be a phenomenal father now. Gives the Good Bros a too sweet and then brings out Cody Rhodes. Cody thanks AJ for being a real bro, raises AJ's arm to the crowd, and then it happens. Styles clobbers Cody, delivers a Styles clash off of the steel steps, and fuck yeah, AJ ain't going anywhere, bitches. Thumbs up for that. I mean, honestly, I saw it coming from the beginning of the show. I was like, there's no way he's doing a retirement. This guy's got so much more to give. At worst, he's retiring from WWE and going somewhere else, but I was not buying what AJ was selling right here. You know, they did really good with Mark Henry in the Hall of Pain stuff, but this one not quite as effective. But an all right SmackDown this week. Wrestling was rather weak. Profits versus Tonga, probably the only good match on the card. Storyline work was pretty solid. New Solo, Bloodline developing nicely, and these crazy freaking guys coming in with him. Piper Niven teasing a title shot possibly. LA Knight and Mello hunting Paul's U.S. title. I like that. I would love LA Knight as the U.S. champion. Yeah. AJ's fake retirement, like I said, kind of saw it coming a mile away, but it was fun, well executed. You know, I liked it. 5 out of 10 for SmackDown. Pretty all right. Let's go now to the land of AEW. We got Dynamite. Where the heck are they? They're in Los Angeles, and we're kicking it off with new TBS champion Mercedes Mone. She cuts a promo celebrating her big victory, says she and Willow tore the house down, but Willow is still way too nice. I agree with the tore the house down. Sky Blue appears on screen, says she was the one behind the blackout attack on Monet weeks ago. Blue sneak attacks Monet again, holds up the TBS championship, sending a message to the new champion. Pretty solid opening, getting right to Monet's next opponent in Sky Blue. Should be pretty good. Sad they're potentially moving off of Willow and Mercedes right now. More than likely going to revisit that because it's pure fucking gold. But they'll probably go with Statlander Willow for now, and we'll do Blue and Mercedes. So not bad. We have Swerve Strickland going up against Killswitch. Nana comes out casually sipping a coffee and then hums it into the crowd, breaking out into dance when the beat drops. That was one of the best from Nana right there. Well done. Thumbs up. Swerve attacks the legs of Killswitch. Killswitch starts pummeling. The champion hits a chokeslam, gets a near fall. Killswitch angry now. He grabs a chair. Nana steals the chair away. Swerve stomps Killswitch on the outside. And then Killswitch rises from the dead, hits another chokeslam and a standing moonsault. My. Swerve dumps the big man on his noodle with a German suplex, house call, and a stomp. Killswitch hulks out at 2. Swerve hits a house call, and that's enough. Swerve wins. Strickland cuts a hunk of Killswitch's hair off to keep as a trophy, getting revenge because they cut his hair. Finally get to see Killswitch in a real match, bro. Oh my god. Only the second match that he's had in 2024, and I feel like the first match that he had was like a squash. Finally get to see this guy in a real match. Looked great, and I don't think anyone saw him kicking out of all that Swerve offense. Like, I was already writing it up as, all right, Swerve wins, and I was like, oh shit, no, it was a near fall. He kicked out. Holy shit. And Swerve, very good performance himself. 7.5 out of 10. Let's get some more Killswitch and just start calling him Luchasaurus again. We get Moxley. Stairway promo admits it's a dumb, stupid, nonsensical idea to fight Rocky Romero tonight. He's dealing with a very damaged arm, but Moxley says, fuck it, I'm never 100%. Just a classic Moxley promo right here. Good shit. Now we get the debut of Chris Jericho's new show, It's TV Time, with Jericho and Big Bill. They bring out Brian Keith. Brian Keith, very salty about the disrespect shown towards Chris Jericho. He's yelling at the crowd. Bill and Chris making bad Apple jokes. And then Hook arrives. He's very fired up. Attacks security. Samoa Joe arrives. He says something to Hook. And then they calmly leave together. What the heck did Joe just say? I don't know. An all-right debut, I guess, for TV Time. Brian Keith finding a role in the group. That is cool. I mean, he's just kind of been floating around. Now it looks like he's got something to sink his teeth into. We'll see how that goes for him. It looks good so far. This is just extremely moody, angry man. Hopefully, Samoa Joe will teach Hook how to be a real badass, because right now he just, Hook coming out like a very angry teenager. Like, hey, what'd you say? Don't you say stupid shit like that. I'll beat you up, little man. Stuff like that. I don't know. IWGP Eliminator match. Jon Moxley versus Rocky Romero. Rocky, very aggressive attack plan targeting Moxley's bad arm. Moxley bites Rocky, nails an RKO out of nowhere. Didn't plan for that one, did ya? Rocky, impressive escape out of the Bulldog, chokes, and then snaps Moxley's bad arm back. That looked nasty as fuck. Rocky, wicked top rope armbar transition. That was beautiful. Thumbs up. Moxley escapes, nails a couple of snug lariats, a Death Rider DDT, pins, and wins. Great effort here from Rocky. Had the right plan, but it's Moxley. That dude bites, and you can't prepare for that. 7.5 out of 10. Really good match. Samoa Joe and Hook speaking backstage. They are apparently planning something, but we can't hear what they're saying. Don Callis has a contract offer to work for the Don Callis family. Don has been scouting Orange Cassidy, of all people. Would love to offer Orange the contract. Orange arrives, takes the contract, and then very slowly tears it in half. Tells Don no. Don blows up on Cassidy. Out comes Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander. Statlander accepts the offer from Don for Trent Beretta, who's behind Orange. Trent begins the vicious attack, busting open Orange, and then hugs Don Callis. Ew, Trent, why? But I like it. Good for Trent. Just tripling down on that heel mentality. He's doing great. We have Danny Garcia, tired of slogging through the mud of AEW, basically saying he's tired of fighting nobodies. He wants to go after Will Ospreay and the International Championship. Fuck yeah, Danny. We have TBS Championship match. Mercedes Mone defending against Sky Blue. Okay, that's happening now. Mone, Meteora off of the apron, looks rather painful for her own knees. Meteora backstabber combo. Blue kicks out of that. Sky with the powerbomb and a unique face slam thing gets a near fall. Mone counters the Cove Blue nicely into the Moneymaker to retain the TBS Championship. Really solid competitive match. Mone, smooth performance. Blue, good work as well. And then New Japan Strong Champion comes out holding up her title to Mone. I'm assuming that's a challenge, but for which championship? I guess Mone, and we're already seeing, the difference between WWE and AEW. Like Mone, new champion, just had a pay-per-view match, a competitive one, and now she's wrestling, defending the title the next day, and looks like another opponent already lined up for her. So, they put a lot on the plate of people sometimes too much, and that's why maybe they're dealing with a lot of injury problems at times. We'll see where that one goes. Now we have Hathaway and Statlander defending their betrayal on Willow Nightingale. Statlander, tired of being seen as second in command or just a bodyguard, she wants to go off on her own, which is fine. Statlander, disappointed the fans booed her for doing something for herself. I mean, she's making some really good points right here. It's just the way that she's doing it, sending the message, makes her a heel. So, I like this for Chris Statlander. I'm sad the duo is over because Willow and Statlander, that was fun. That was a lot of fun, but they're definitely better off on their own. I'm fine with this. We have the EVPs, Young Bucks, Okada, and Jack Perry in the ring to discuss the TNT Championship. Okada tells the crowd to shut up, bitches. That was great. Bucks have a special gift for Okada. It's a custom Lamborghini. My God. Okada's reaction is fantastic. And we have bad news. So since Edge sadly fractured his tibia leaping off of the cage at Double or Nothing, he's been stripped of the TNT Championship. So the Bucks announce Jack Perry is the new TNT Champion. Out comes Christopher Daniels, who now is calling the shots for Tony Khan. CD announces there will be a qualifier with no outside interference. Fucking triple thumbs up for that. Winner will be added to a ladder match for the vacant TNT Championship. Well done, CD. Love the announcement right there. Okada, oh my God, he was hilarious. Pretty damn good segment right here. Really sucks about Edge, though. Like, oh my God. Watching the replay and just watching him, like, second guess himself the second he leaps and just awful crash down onto his legs. Like, yeah, no doubt he fractured something. So, probably won't be seeing Edge for a little bit right here, which sucks. Main event time. Number 1 Contenders Casino Gauntlet match for a shot versus Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door. First person to get a pin or a submission wins. We are starting with Jay White and Pac with his messed up chest. He starts the gauntlet. Pac is all over Jay White. Mystico of CMLL comes out third, hits a nice top rope dive and takes out Jay and Pac. White keeps trying to remove Mystico's mask. Will Ospreay is fourth to enter. He quickly fights with familiar foe Jay White. Competitors coming out way faster now. Like at first it was like 2, 3, 4 minutes. Now it's like every 30 seconds, every minute. Fifth is Shuda Umino, I think. I might be messing up that name, but he's from New Japan. He nails a lovely dropkick to Ospreay. Claudio is sixth. He goes on a freaking rampage, swinging everybody. Claudio's so dizzy, he almost swings Brinsberg, the referee. Amazing moment right there. Thumbs up. Leo Rush appears 7th. He shows off his crazy quickness. A bandaged up Orange Cassidy comes out 8th. He takes out Claudio. And then Hashiro comes out 9th. He's on absolute fire. And then the match just kicks into overdrive. Bodies flying all over the freaking place. Ospreay ends it. Oz Cutter to White pins. And Will Ospreay is the number 1 contender for Swerve's AEW World Championship. God damn. Another banger. Casino Gauntlet ending was pure insanity. Tons of fun right there. Claudio, my God. MVP for me. So damn funny. I wish he swung that goofball Brinsberg. That would have made my fucking life. Everyone got nice showing. 3 different companies on display here. Ospreay winning. Admittedly, kind of a surprise. He just became the champion, international champion. And, what's that? All I can really think is that it's probably they're gonna have a match. It's gonna be awesome, and it's probably gonna end with some form of shenanigans where there isn't a winner or something like that. That's all I can really think of. Like, you can't have Ospreay already win. Like, no, I don't know about it. Interesting choice. 8 out of 10 for that. Swerve arrives to scout out his new challenger, Will Ospreay. And like I said, should be a fantastic match right there. And that's the end of the show. Very good Dynamite quality wrestling throughout. Kill switch in a real match is very nice to see. Pretty good segments. The TNT ladder match announcement has me wet. Beretta joining Don Callis feels like a great fit. I'm down with that. Brian Keith with Jericho, that's interesting. I'm just glad Brian Keith has something to do. That's good. And no MJF. Really sad about that. But I guess it's okay. They announced he'll be here next week, but man, they should be striking when that iron's hot right now. Where's MJF? Cut a promo, bro. 7.5 out of 10 for Dynamite. Let's go now to Rampage. We're kicking it off with the TNT Championship qualifier match. Takeshita versus Penta. That's what I'm talking about. We got Penta, nice top rope takedown and a nice senton dive. Takeshita, impressive wheelbarrow German suplex. Penta answers with a made in Japan, gets a near fall. Penta, awesome destroyer on the apron. Takeshita blasts Penta with a KO punch and the running knee. Takeshita qualifies for the ladder match. Very good opening match right here. A little bit slow at the beginning, feeling each other out, and then it just kicks into overdrive and a wild finish, hitting crazy offense back to back to back. 7.5 out of 10. That's what I'm talking about. Jericho announces he will not be doing Rampage commentary anymore because he is scared of Hook. Daddy Magic will fill in for Chris for now. The Kingdom is venting backstage about their rough week, Roddy losing the championship, and Roddy now wants to unleash hell on Lio Rush and then chase after championships again. We get a Satnam Singh squash match over Peter Avalon. Okay. Hishiro officially joins up with the Cage of Agony. So that's a four members now. That's a very big group of men. We get AEW Women's Championship Eliminator match. Timeless Toni Storm versus Viva Van. Toni using her rump to attack Van in the face. We get the nasty backstabber in the corner. Hip attack, Storm Zero, Timeless Toni wins. Admittedly, a more competitive match than I was expecting. Van stood her ground. She got some offense in. Caught Toni off guard a little bit. Yeah, solid match. It's okay. Saraya and Harley, they're trash talking Mariah May hard backstage. They'll fight next week. Kyle O'Reilly, quick tune-up win versus Jordan Cruz. Okie dokie. And now, main event time. TNT qualifying match, Rey Fenix versus Isaiah Cassidy. Rey cartwheels out of Cassidy's Rana. That was cool. Cassidy leaps off of a chair into the crowd, taking out Phoenix. And then Rey, a ridiculous springboard Rana. Just, thumbs up. Cassidy, nice swanton dive and counter DDT. Rey, frog splash. Cassidy kicks out. Rey, nasty driver, puts away Cassidy and qualifies for the ladder match. Really good competitive main event match. Cassidy, very good performance flying around. Hell yeah, man. Really good. And Phoenix looking great as always. No rust on this guy. So happy to have him back. Solid Rampage overall. 7.5 out of 10 for that match, by the way. Solid Rampage. Opening and beginning matches were really good. It's the middle that needs some work. You still got those kind of lame squash tune-up matches in there. Blink and you'll miss them, little interview segments. So yeah, needs some work in the middle, but back to that foundation of opening banger, ending banger. Let's figure out that middle Rampage. 6 out of 10. Not bad. Decent hour-ish of wrestling. And then we get to Collision. Oh, I got some things to say about Collision. They're in Coachella Valley. Tony Schiavone brings out FTR, who are hurting from anarchy in the arena. FTR saying their usual good guy stuff. We'll fight anybody. We'll fight everybody for AEW. All that shit. As one really annoying fan boos the bejesus out of him. Just boo, boo for a minute straight. And honestly, I'm with that dude. It's the same copy and paste promo that FTR does every single time. Yawn, bro, yawn. So that's a waste of 5 minutes. Jack Perry has fallen in a shower, dealing with his burns, cutting a promo, rambling about something or other. He's going nuts. Roddy Strong with the Kingdom versus Lio Rush. Roddy nasty chops to Lio. Taven puts Rush's coat on. This upsets everybody. Rush couple of nice dives and a counter tornado DDT. Taven distraction. Lio hits him with a spring salt. Hits Roddy with a wicked bottom rope springboard stunner. And then Lio goes for a splash, but Kingdom again interfere. Roddy knee up for the splash. End of Heartache. Picks up a win. Does anybody in this fucking company win a match clean? I swear to God, there's so much freaking interference. Kingdom's super annoying shenanigans. And the thing that annoys me the most is, like, their shenanigans are terrible. All they're doing is going, hey. And then the person stops everything, goes over to deal with them like, hey, what'd you say to me? Why do they always fall for it? It's so annoying. Leo was really good, though, fast. Worked well with Roddy. Too bad there were so many dumb distractions. Really hurt the flow for me, man. Like, every time it got going, it was like, oh, hey, we're the Kingdom. Fuck. Like, ugh. Roddy yells at Tony Khan, demands swerve next week for an AEW title shot match. Khan immediately gives in to any and all demands, calling Roddy a genius. So, like, is this a gimmick now for Tony Khan to just be like a total pussy, like push over and just say yes to anything? Like, I don't know. Or is that just Tony Khan? Blurring the lines here. We get Kyle O'Reilly. He has a fired up promo ready to take out Will Ospreay for the International Championship later tonight. Danny Garcia and Shibata versus the Workhorsemen, Drake and Henry. Drake injures his knee, but he's able to walk it off, sort of. Shibata chopping Henry as Danny dances in the background. Horseman awesome splash moonsault combo with the big man Drake doing the fucking moonsault. Thumbs up. Shibata penalty kick to Drake. Danny jackknife pin combo grabs the W. I mean, an awesome effort from Drake. Got through that knee injury, shakes it off, nails a moonsault, won the crowd over. When he hit that moonsault, crowd went nuts. I went nuts. Hard striking from Garcia and Shibata. Really solid match. We had Hathaway and Statlander apologizing to Willow, say they have a gift that resembles Willow. It's garbage. Aw, that's not nice. Not nice at all. We get Thunder Rosa versus Reina Dorada up next. Tijuana bomb by Rosa. Dorado kicks out, to everyone's surprise. Rosa applies the submission and Reina taps out. I mean, a terrible debut for Reina. Short match, Rosa controlling pretty much all of it. Not much offense on display for Reina, but she can kick out of a Tijuana bomb at least. But yeah, I mean, what kind of debut is that? Oh, she also had a really unique looking mask with like a face on it. Looked like she had two faces. Kind of cool. Match was whatever. Trios tag team match. It's Cage of Agony in a squash match. Moving on. Claudio versus Johnny TV with Taya. Claudio super delayed suplex. Taya hangs onto Johnny, stopping the swing. Referee misses Johnny's nasty mule kick low blow. Claudio focused on Taya, allows Johnny to dive over the ring post, nailing a tornado. That was nice. Claudio avoids Starship Pain, hits the Avalanche Flatliner, gets a near fall. Taya blatantly cheating right in front of the referee. Ref just allows it. Claudio swing, running lariat, pins, and wins. Solid match, shenanigans, major part of the match yet again. Like, why can't they just have a fucking match? Moving on, Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty with a go-go versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew. Good start here for the crew, and then Taylor shuts that shit down with some heavy strikes. Uranagi and a splash. Taylor, package pile driver bomb, picks up the W. A go-go knocks out a crew member just because. And yeah, all Shane Taylor right here. Really good work from him. I love when he was just like, technical time is over. And he just starts beating the shit out of everyone. Crew was pretty solid. Got some offense in at the beginning. Just another weak debut for, are we ever going to see these guys again? I don't know. That's the thing. Like, you see these people every now and again. No consistency. I swear, they probably just looked around like, hey, is there any wrestlers around that want to be on the show? Hey, you guys, West Coast, you're in. Iron Savages being entertaining backstage, and they get decimated by Killswitch. Main event time. International Championship. Will Ospreay defending against Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly targets Ospreay's arm and pulls on his nostrils. Will mean kick to Kyle's face / head. Ospreay his knee is stuck in the ropes, takes an aerial kick from Cal. Ospreay hits the Forbidden Tiger driver out of nowhere, no problem. No reaction from the commentator or a crowd. Was that the move, or is it a different Tiger driver? I don't know, but he hit it. Kyle avoids a 450 and counters an Oz Cutter into an armbar. Really nice. Ospreay insane power-up powerbomb to escape out of that. That was a thumbs up. Riley, penalty kick. Ospreay answers immediately with the hidden blade. Kyle counters a second hidden blade with a jumping knee. Both men trading shots. We get a hidden blade out of nowhere. O'Reilly kicks out. Stormbreaker puts away O'Reilly, and Ospreay retains. Banger main event match right here. Little bit of everything in it. You know, technical, you got strong style, submissions, pure chaos. I mean, it's all there. Ospreay kicks into overdrive. Always a treat to behold when this guy gets going. Kyle, awesome technical effort as well. Banger. 8 out of 10. Swerve responds to Roderick Strong's challenge, confident that he will win. That's the end of the show. Rough collision. Oh my word. Thankfully, Ospreay O'Reilly saved him from the fucking garbage bin. Heavy usage of interference in fucking way too many matches. Non-competitive cards, squash matches, nothing storyline-wise other than Tony Khan giving in to Kingdom's demands. Watch the main event, skip the rest. This sucked. 4.5 out of 10. Real waste of my time. Not impressed. We'll go now to the 3 stars, which include King and Queen of the Ring and Double or Nothing. So we got some this is a bigger one here. We got some shout-outs first. Ospreay versus Kyle O'Reilly on Collision. The only redeeming match or anything on that show. If you have to watch Collision for some reason, just skip to the main event. Save your time and your sanity. Great match there. Got to shout out the Casino Gauntlet on Dynamite. Claudio, ridiculous effort in there, but 9 or 10 guys got into that one. Everyone doing really well. I really enjoy the Casino Gauntlet. Tons of fun. Just the winner is a little bit interesting. And I have to shout out Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul at King and Queen of the Ring. I think that was my favorite match of the pay-per-view, and crazy that it's got Logan Paul in it, but the dude continues to perform. A great match. I really enjoyed it. Now for the official 3 stars of the week. 3rd star goes to Willow versus Mercedes Mone at Double or Nothing. The match I've been foaming at the mouth for forever, and I finally got it, and it delivered. It was such a banger, so much fun. Love seeing Mercedes Mone in the ring again for the first time for me personally in like 2-3 years. She looked amazing. Just her selling was so good. Her and Willow are a match made in heaven. Fucking really good. Can't wait for them to go at it again. 2nd star goes to Will Ospreay versus Roderick Strong. Double or Nothing International Championship match. Oh fuck yeah, man. Like, Roddy, you know, I feel like he's one of the more underrated guys just overall. He is a phenomenal competitor. One of the nastiest sets of chops, chops. He's got unreal chops. He's an okay talker nowadays, but what a hard-hitting match. And then, of course, you got the fucking unbelievable Will Ospreay in there doing his thing. Outstanding match. A competitor or a contender for match of the year. And another match of the year contender. And the 1st star of the week is Anarchy in the Arena, Double or Nothing, Team AEW versus Team Elite. Just pure carnage. You got fire, you got attempted murder, you got blood, you got brawling, you got a comedy. Like, it was not oddly, they generally squeeze in quite a bit of humor into these matches. There was a good amount of that in there. I was giggling. I mean, shit, bro. It was a ton of fun. Absolute anarchy. Pure anarchy, good enough for the 1st star of the week, and that's the recap. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. By far the most successful month of this podcast ever. So thank you, new and old listeners, so much for listening. Make sure you're hitting that review for reviewing the podcast. Let people know about it. All that great stuff really helps out the little guy over here. And there's a Twitter page you can follow as well, where I put up as many announcements and plans of what I'm doing as best as I can, as soon as I know what the heck I'm doing with myself. And speaking of that, we just did the latest GamerCast episode. Was a really fun one, going back to the PS2 era, talking about the PS2 games that I grew up with. Just a big old list of games going down memory lane, talking about the games that kind of shaped me into the gamer that I am now. Some games I don't play no more, some I still love. So go back and listen to that episode. Tons of fun. And you can go back and listen to any of the GamerCast episodes. They age like a fine wine, I'm told. You can go back and listen to any of them anytime. And then we got the what do you call it, Hockey Cast coming up this week. We're getting super close to the finals now. One series is over in round 3, so we'll be discussing round 3 and all the other news in the NHL. Hoping to drop that on Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. And there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for listening, and an amazing month of the GX Plus Cast. Here's to another amazing month and continuing onward with all this stuff. There's also a YouTube channel, Gamer GX Videos, where I upload all these episodes. You can go over there, listen to them there, and a great place to drop a comment over there. You got a question you would like answered on the podcast about wrestling, video games, hockey. It doesn't really matter, but, be nice. Send in a question. I'd love to answer it, shout you out, all that great stuff. And yeah, so there you go, everybody. We'll be back again with some more GX Plus Cast.